Go around, everybody. It's time for No Balls Fight Talk. Our guest today is no stranger to Fight Game, but after making his bare knuckle debut on Impact BKB a couple of months ago, he turns up to make his BKFC debut on March 14th up against former world champion Mick Turrell in his own backyard in Newcastle's utility arena. Welcome to the podcast, Jay Mcfarlane. How are we doing, sir?
I'm fucking fantabidozy, mate. Thank you for having me.
Oh, good, man. We appreciate it, Jay.
Man.
Yeah, first question is, mate, I mean, it's been a bit of a long time coming. You're making your BKFC debut in a few 2 or 3 weeks away. How does it feel to making your debut against a former BKFC heavyweight champion in his own backyard? I mean, come on, mate. It don't get much better than that, does it?
No, mate. No. That's the dream. You know what I mean? Even through the kind of boxing arrogance, you'll say, you know what I mean? These guys come in and they go to fight at the top and they never really work.
Yeah.
But I was a different kind of boxer. I was the toughest kid in the playground. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy I was. So I didn't think that they were going to shoot me right up to the top. You know, as in terms of ability wise, I'm more than capable to compete up there. But I didn't think that I was getting shot up there for the first fight. But the American lot seemed to like me, according to Bakewell. So title shot in my first fight. So there's no testing of the water.
You couldn't write that though, could you, mate? I mean, were you struggling to get opponents for a while?
I mean, that's another problem. So originally in the Impact card, the first ever bare knuckle show in Scotland last year, they had asked Andrew Bakewell, they had asked all the different guys, Steffi, I think his name is, for Bad to the Bone. They had everybody for a heavyweight opponent. And there was a lot of lineups, and they were, I'll take it, who's it with? And then they said, Jay Mcfarlane. And they were, no, I'm not take that one. I'm not take that one. It was I've seen that he's a mad cunt. You know what I mean? I've seen it. So I struggled really hard to get an opponent, and we had to fly a big scary Russian over to fight me. And the big scary Russian was, I think, only half of him made the flight. It was only 5'8". A wee pot belly. You know what I mean? No disrespect to him, but he was advertised
well, a little bit.
as a different type of opponent. You know what I mean? He was advertised as you know what I mean? A big fucking vodka drinking Polski, but nah, man, it was it just wasn't up to scratch. And then in December, I was meant to be fighting a former foe in Kazim Salim, a guy that I fought in the professional ranks and beat him for the Scottish title. Set to go out. Wrapped up, starting to get warm, ready to walk to the ring, and the police come in and say that the whole event has been cancelled because there was a riot in the crowd. And by the way, there was I get told this from a police officer as well, that there was stabbings. Not one person was stabbed. There was 2 people that was taken to hospital for being hit and being knocked out or whatever. That was it, and it was put in the papers as that there was stabbings and people on death row, and honestly, mate, that was
people like a story, mate. People like a story, don't they? And to add them little bits to it.
No.
Well, yeah. I spoke to John Telfer after, and he said that a lot of that were just rumours, really. It was just football fans,
all rumours, mate. And see, because I had been told off of the police, I was part of the rumours because I'm I believe that they were lying to me. Because what he said was, big man, when people start getting stabbed, game's a bogey. And I've kind of went, fuck. And it turns out nobody was stabbed, so it was a lying, dirty, big bastard.
Let's hope the next Impact BKB show gets off to a better start than that. It could be a bit like the first one.
The next one's going to be great. It's a different concept for bare knuckle. They're doing a black tie dinner event.
We've been told about this.
Yeah. That's going to be sick. It's going to be really,
try to price out them hooligans, mate. So that's the point of that one.
Exactly. Mate, I'm going to need to fucking get a ticket on tick.
We were thinking to come up. If we take Clarendon, I think we're going to make the journey up the road.
I'll sneak you in. Stand behind me, man.
So eventually they have found you an opponent on BKFC, as we say. You're going right in on the main event of a big card up in Newcastle. It is a big card. Is the one that you're fighting on, and it's obviously fought British Heavyweight Championship against the former World Heavyweight Champion Mick Turrell. How's your preparation coming for that? Have you started a camp yet? Are you in the middle of it? Are you right into the bones of it?
I'm right in the heat of it now. So you'll notice me start to kind of do this kind of stuff because I'm in fucking agony. My whole body is aching, mate. Famously, obviously, for a while in time, I was known as the rock star of boxing because I drank every day and I've been sniffing lines and getting into the ring drunk and never trained, and that guy's fucking dead and gone. And
just doing on raw talent.
I know I say my prayers every day, and I did. You know what I mean? That guy's fucking the same kind of journey every ex-fucking cokehead takes. You know what I mean? The only thing I've not done is started walking up mountains. Everybody does that in Scotland.
I've heard Ben Nevis is quite a nice one.
Aye, mate, walking up fucking Ben Mitchell. You know what I mean? Or rather than, you know what I mean? Ben Shepherd. No, I don't do that.
Bang it middle of training and bang it middle of getting your Rocky montage video started, yeah, from fucking training.
That's it, mate. That's it. Rocky montage to shift the rest of the tickets. That's it, mate. Do you know, actually, I'm a nightmare for that. So when I post more training videos, this is a funny one, right? The more training videos I post, the less I'm training, because what I used to do was take in 3 or 4 outfits to the gym, and I would do one hard session. I'd change the outfit through rounds, and I would post it through days to make it look like I was training. See, when I don't post anything, I'm training like fuck. I don't have time to fuck about, you know what I mean? And by the way, I need to train. You know, ex-world champion Mick Turrell, you know what I mean? He's
serious guy.
Doesn't get much bigger. I beat this guy. I'm top 3 in the world. You know what I mean? Top.
Do you know much about Mick? Have you watched him in BKFC? He's well experienced. Right?
I have been watching Mick for years, and while watching him, I have went, I need to do this because he has nothing that I cannot deal with. I swear to God, and it's no disrespect to him. I watched him as a fan, but it was people had been telling me for years as the BKFC was gaining traction to get into bare knuckle, and I went, I'm just going to take the boxing as far as it goes. I kept saying it, I'm just going to take the boxing, and I ended up, I had a surgery on my eye, which is all cleared, it's all fine now, but the British Boxing Board of Control weren't happy with my eye, with me not telling them that I get the surgery, so they had revoked my licence. And at that point, I had spoke to Bakewell and I said, look, mate, I'm ready, I'm coming to the BKFC. And he's like, great, brilliant. And at the exact same time, Impact had started in Scotland, and I went, am I going down to fight at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a show in Birmingham, or am I going to headline a show in my own city? And that is exactly what I'm doing, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But now it's got to the point, I've only had one fight. I think I was on BoxRec at 10 in the world. Because of my previous boxing experience. And nobody wanted to fight me, and it's fuck, I'm going to need to go down. It's Newcastle that I'm going to do. I'm going to get into Newcastle and have to take people with me. I would obviously love to bring BKFC to Scotland, which is what I would be looking for next.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be on the agenda at some point, Jay. There's 2 or 3 of you boys now making
thank me.
Making waves. Yeah,
between the 3 that's on this show, between myself, John Telford, and Sean Weir, we would sell the Hydro out, or we would sell Bray Head out. One of these big arenas, we would sell the majority of it. Never mind all the talent that we do have up here. You know what I mean?
We were at the last show that John and Sean fought on, and there were a big representation from Scotland down in there on that one as well.
Yeah. It's going to be the same. I think between us, we've got about 1,000 people going down.
Oh, I'm sure you'll make some noise.
Probably more than that, to be honest.
Can I just ask you, was there any hesitation at all with you accepting this fight?
Mark Keeley, who you obviously know, he's managing me. He phoned me and he said, mate, you'll never guess what. And I said, what? And he's like, I've just been offered for you to fight Mick Turrell for the British title in March. And I started laughing. And I went, are they fucking stupid? And I went, what? And I went, why the fuck is he coming off a loss for a world title fight and he needs to go in with me? That was my dead on fucking Jenna honest response. I thought, poor Mick, he's just been beat off Rothwell, who, by the way, he would have beat if he took the time for the eye. I don't care what anybody says. That fight that I just watched between Arlovski and Rothwell for the World Championship was abysmal. Fucking hell. That was some of the poorest boxing I've ever seen.
They were very scrappy.
Mick is better than both those guys.
He's a bit of a demon. He's a bit of a legend in bare knuckle game. Is Mick, and with it being in Newcastle as well, it's just a short journey for you guys to come down, and it makes a big ticket seller as well. It's gonna be a great atmosphere on night.
Me, John, and Sean are going to need to go on the first bus back, man, or we're going to be chased up the M6 because the 3 years are coming down here to do a job.
So what is it that you think you're going to bring to BKFC then? For people who haven't seen you or don't know much about you, mate, well, as you said, you've watched Mick and you don't think he's got anything that you can't handle. What are you going to bring to BKFC to get fans excited?
Like I said, that's no disrespect to any of them. It's not that I can't handle. It's that I'm hard as fuck. You know what I mean? But just technical boxing ability. Like I know he's also had. I think he's 150 odd or 100, whatever it was, of his kickboxing fights. I've had about 150 boxing. You know what I mean? And I've the big stage makes no difference to me. I boxed at Madison Square Garden. I've headlined over in the international fucking whatever it's called in Rome. Done all over the place. I fought all over the world, and pressure, and in my case makes diamonds. You know what I mean? That to me, being down in his, I fucking love it. I love the fact that people will boo me to the ring. It's almost I like that villainous feel. You know what I mean? I don't like it when people go, "Let's fucking go, Jay, let's go." I'd prefer they say "fuck you." Because as soon
you're
as
a bit bad guy.
Fuck you, and I win, I say it back.
That fires you up.
Yeah. Jay, it's a different feel, this, isn't it? You know, is this got like your blood flowing again? You know, taking gloves off. It's a completely training slightly different. You know, with distances and stuff.
On the first couple punches, bare knuckle, I was erect. I fucking loved it. Loved it. It just there's something so gladiatorial, so primal, animalistic. It feels natural, and see what makes it easier for me as well. I'm used to, but boxing is a game of inches and centimeters and millimeters. It goes down to the wire, and I'm an elusive mover when I box. I pull back and I throw shots, and it's the way I've always boxed. I now need to get away. That was what I had to get away from before. Was the knuckle. Now that's gone. I pull back and I can see everything. You know what I mean? It's I've got a very strange philosophy, an old school philosophy on the way I box and how I box. But it's everybody's asking me about the difference in no knuckles getting hit with knuckles and getting hit with a glove. You're getting hit. It makes no difference to me. When there's adrenaline, you don't feel it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You feel none of it, you know, and they're saying, "Oh, lights will go out." And I was like, well, bigger, harder and stronger, I've tried to put my lights out and I've not done it. You know what I mean? I've been stopped twice in my life. In 150 odd fights, I've been stopped twice and it was on my feet because a referee said, "You've had enough." When one of them, I was calling him on, and the other one, there was 2 seconds before a round went.
Wow.
No, but it's it's easier. I think it's easier to fight without gloves than it is with gloves. I think the gloves hinder you. I'm able to lift my hands up higher because I can now see more because I've not got big fucking stupid bulky gloves hanging over. I always box with my hands at my waist so that I can see everything and I've got a full scope. When the gloves are away, that's minimised now. You know what I mean? I can box here and I can keep myself sharp. So notice how I done that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm learning, by the way.
Do you feel like you've got to be more selective with your shots though with knuckle? Do you feel that?
100%. But I don't waste any shots, even though I've got a very high punch output. I don't waste any shots. I I'm very, very accurate with my punches anyway. And I learned, I fucking learned this firsthand because I broke 2 bones in my wrist. With the first punch I threw a bare knuckle, you don't punch full force. You don't fucking, you don't rub them in. I learned that first. I hit my wrist right in here off the top of his head. And for as fucking small and pudgy as it was, his head was like a fucking boulder. You know what I mean? I just went
big solid fucking Russian head.
Eastern Europeans, mate. Yeah, Eastern Euros.
But it's an interesting take on it, mate. Because like we've interviewed a few guys that have gone from boxing into bare knuckle game, and nobody's really talked about the glove size and that, and getting into your vision. So it's an interesting take and an interesting to hear that insight on that.
I'm a very because I box the game on millimeters and fractions. I'm fucking very. It's a wee bit of autism. I'm very calculated with everything I do. I see everything as a game, and if I can just get away with that much, I'm closer to getting in again. And it's the way I've always worked. But it's I can be very, very infuriating to be in a ring with, because you finish here, you don't catch me, and then I'm on top of you again. It's what I've always done. Prime example of, like we were saying before we went live, about yesterday. I was sparring with a lad yesterday who, you know the story.
Sorry,
I'll tell the story for those watching who's not seen the story on my Instagram. But basically, I went down. The lad wasn't ready to be sparring. There was a bit of difference in levels, and he couldn't land a glove on me, and it was all kind of touchy movie, and he started getting a bit frustrated and tried to throw a big overhand right, and I've just dipped back, as slow as that. But it's just caught him, and he just filled with rage. Ex-MMA fighter it was, so what he decided to do was sweep my legs, jump on top of me and start berating me with elbows and hammer fists, and then put both his thumbs in my eyes and try to gouge my eyes out. So that's the kind of levels to the extent of how infuriating I can be to be in the ring with, because I'm a big, fat, lazy-looking cunt. But I'm also maybe one of the fastest out there. And that's no heavyweight, that's all weights. I've just it's a natural gift that I've got. Is just speed.
Did you say that was down in Newcastle?
I've got tits, and was that
down in Newcastle?
It was.
It wasn't one of Mick Turrell's relations, was it?
No, do you know what? By the way, and fucking bless him for it. Mick phoned me last night to make sure I was okay. He phoned me. He was like, "Mate, I heard it spread like wildfire down here." He's like, "I've heard what's happened," and he phoned me. Mick's a bang on guy. Me and Mick will knock lumps out of each other, and we'll go to the bar after. You know what I mean? We'll shake hands, and he'll say to me, "Well done, big man." You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? But he phoned me last night, and just to make sure I was okay, and I was like, "Don't worry, mate. 3 weeks' time, I'm still going to batter you."
Well, I was just saying, these are your words, mate. That you're a fucking big silly Scottish fat bastard or whatever, pal. Do you think that'll mean that you'll get underestimated by some people as you're coming into this game?
I've been underestimated since I was born, man. I've been an underdog as long as I've had blood in my system. You know what I mean? I was never meant to do anything I've done. Plus the fact I'm just a wee fat guy for the slums of Glasgow. You know what I mean? I'm just a rock.
I mean, you're looking trimmer nowadays, mate. You can tell you've been hitting it hard. You know, it's.
Look, that's it. The double chin. Look at that, man.
See, looking good.
Because I was fat as fuck. Look this, man. I've still got the tits. It's all loose skin. I get that loose skin, man. See, when I stretch out here, I'm like one of these squirrels. It's fucking shit, mate. Shit. I had fun when I was fat as fuck and drinking every day, but I don't like it now. Now that I want to be a nice, trim athlete.
Would you say that was like a detriment to your boxing career then, that you weren't kind of living the life, but now you are? Because, I mean, you are looking very lean. So I've seen you past on certain videos and stuff.
Well,
are you training better now than you've ever done, would you say? Or, I mean, how's it all coming together for you now?
For a start, I'm actually training. But, mate, the last time I trained this hard was when I made cruiserweight, was the last time. And I'm 6'4", you know what I mean? And I walk about 22 stone, like I'm a big boy. And I made 14.4. So you kind of understand how much how hard I was training then. You know what I mean? That's the only kind of comparison as to what I've got now, and the different training that I've been doing. I've been working with Robert Whiteford, who I'm sure you know was in the UFC. He was the OG for Scotland on the UFC. So I've been doing clinch work with him. I've been doing my boxing. I work in a gym, and when I train in that gym, it has been people talk to you, and I look for an excuse to stop. You know what I mean? So I've moved to a different gym to train with Alan McClure over in La Pereira, and I'm flying in there. I feel great. I'm also now working with Adam Lisby, who's got world champions across multiple different sports. He was known as the enhanced sport performance, the strength and conditioning coach. So all these elements to the game that I never done before. I used to just hit a bag for 10 rounds every day and fucking run a mile and then, but fuck it, I'm fine. Pub. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the way I live my life.
Has the mental side of that improved as well? Then would you say is it all like the full package, mental and physical?
It has, mate. It has. It really has. It's the mental side of it as well. I was always a very agnostic person in terms of my religious belief and my spiritual belief, and I always backed science. It was always science. It's science. There's and one day I kind of hit rock bottom, and somebody spoke to me. I don't know who it was. You know what I mean? And there's somebody somewhere. There's somebody up there listening. There's somebody somewhere. The amount of times in my life that I should have died with crazy things that's happened to me. You know, there's somebody looking out for me. You know what I mean? But somebody had spoke to me. You know what I mean? And I don't care if God up there is brown, black, yellow, fucking his big fake lips, fake tits. He's got a plan for us all. You know what I mean? And I was shown my plan, and I was shown my path, and I'm just having fun riding it. I'm just having fun taking it. You know what I mean?
Well, let's have a little chat about then your path that's brought you to BKFC next month. You dropped on it a little bit just off as we were starting, telling us a bit about a crazy story of yourself in your time from being a kid getting up to where you are now. Do you want to let us know, let a few people know a bit about yourself and your story and what's got you to where you are today?
Well, I've fucking had a bit of a mad life, you know what I mean? But so once when I was young, I was away for a month. I was in a Caribbean orphanage. My mother's partner at the time was trying to smuggle drugs, so me and my brother get held at gunpoint and taken away. My mother ended up getting wrongfully jailed for I think 8 years. She done. And me and my brother get put in an orphanage over there. Eventually managed to get back to Scotland and live with our grandparents. And then, like, fucking, I've been boxing all that time. You know, I've boxed all my life. I boxed, I think, from I was 8-year-old, and I'm 28 on the 1st of March. Fuck me, I'm getting old, man. Mate, 10 years ago, I was in the newspapers. It was Britain's youngest ever heavyweight. It was me standing, you know, this. Fucking 28, man. Fuck, user just gave me a reality check.
Sorry, mate. If it makes you feel any better, we're both in his 40s.
I'm not your cheeky bastard.
You are next month, you could.
And then getting into trouble with the wrong people and all the usual shit, you know what I mean? Glasgow life culture and fucking fighting all the time, and it's
well, there's a lot of street fighting going on there, a lot of brawls and stuff like that.
There was, mate, there was. No, fucking every day you're fighting with somebody every day, all the time, you know what I mean? And then everybody's out drinking when they're young, and because I look older, I'm the one that goes to the shop. I used to jump to the shops when I was like 13, 14. And buy booze for guys that were 16. You know what I mean?
That's legal drinking age in Scotland anyway, 13, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be, mate. It should be. So I used to do that, and then because my mates were a bit older, I started taking drugs, and then I ended up training with the Scotland team as an amateur, and all at the same time they never took me seriously because I would turn up a 15-year-old kid that's turning up to training sessions smelling a drink, and you know what I mean? It's but so I had about as an amateur. I was in the ring about 100 times, more than that, I think. Aye, crazy. And then I wanted to turn professional, and the way amateur boxing used to be, they used to tell you not to turn, just stay amateur, because they get funding for you. Stay amateur. That was the way it worked. You know what I mean? And I wanted to go professional because I wanted to do what everybody else told me I couldn't do. Everybody else told me, you'll never fucking box, you'll never box, we fat cunt, that's that. You'll never do it, you know what I mean? So I wanted to do it, so I worked and I worked and I worked and I got there. And
sorry, just to interrupt, was your dream there to be a champion at that point, would you say? Oh, no.
See, what I always wanted to do, I would have been, what I said was, I will aim for the stars, and if I don't reach them, I might come down with a cloud. And every cloud's got a silver lining. That's what I said. You know what I mean? If I could be champion in my country, that was it for me. And
just sort of reach one achievable goal and then set a new one. That sort of thing. Keep going that way rather than.
It was just living the moment, mate. I never had goals per se. I never wanted to win this. Then I would win this. Then I would win this. Then I would win this. It was just, I'm going to do this and see what happens. It's pretty much. But obviously, I had a problem with drinking drugs while I was doing it, and my head was a bit warped, you know. But I made my professional debut at 18 years old. Professional debut, 18 years old. I had a fight in December, then fought in January. And then I got the dream that everybody wanted. I ended up fighting in Madison Square Garden.
Nice. What was that like?
The Golovkin undercard. Unbelievable, mate. There's only 4 Scotsmen to ever do it, and I can say that I'm one of them. You know what I mean? It's
and that went on Triple G undercard, did you say?
Golovkin Jacobs. Yeah,
nice.
Crazy. But again, I am forever grateful that I can sit in a pub one day and I fought in Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? I could have been this, I could have been that. I'm forever grateful for that moment, but it came to me far too early. Because and there I'd made it. You know, I was out drinking and I'm fucking bottles pouring in fucking bars, and people are like, hey, big man's fighting in Madison Square Garden. I'm like, oh my god, when do you fly out? And I'm fucking like, so Tuesday. You know what I mean? It was just, it came too early. I was too immature and in my own head to be able to deal with that kind of magnitude of event. You know what I mean? It was I would just have got above myself, and then I ended up getting beat. And I mean, I shouldn't have get beat. It was in there was a proper thing, because Jacob should have beat Golovkin as well that whole night. There was upsets all over the cards. There shouldn't have been upsets, and I just happened to be one of them. But straight away after
were they upsets, or were it dodgy judging?
Well, it was upsets via dodgy judging, was the kind of premise of the article and Boxing News. But so I've went for here, and I was top of the world, and I've just went straight away. My manager said, "Look, we'll set you up. We'll get you. You'll just go down south, fight a journeyman. We'll get you a win. We'll get you back on track." Brilliant. So I had went down to Durham to fight a lad called Dave Howe. If you remember him, 6'11", big fucking skyscraper, that guy. So
6'11". How do you manage somebody like that? Huh?
Well, later down the line is how I managed them. But in this event, I got told, do not knock him out. You're winning on the cards. He's fighting next week. Don't knock him out. Cool. Won't knock him out. The referee calls the fights in when it's 4 rounders. The referee usually does the judging. There's no proper judge there. Because I was Scottish and he was English, he thought I was the journeyman. So I then got given a loss that I had paid to win. So to put me at record of 2-2, fucking my whole world just got flipped upside down. I went from being in the papers every week to it was a hype. He's just a fad, you know what I mean? And then I kind of spiraled in a bit of depression, spiraled in fucking recreational drugs. I spiraled in everything, you know, and I then started going, I'm not done. I was 19-year-old. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot if I think I'm done here. And
Yeah,
I
you're a
kept going,
baby, aren't you?
and I kept going. And I just kept winning again. And then I started getting cocky again and started drinking while I was fighting. And drinking while I was fighting again. So I remember one of the fights, there's like a highlight reel knockout. If you look on my Instagram, I slip, and I bump, and I start walking away before the guys hit the ground. That fight kind of tipped me over the edge again, because before that fight, I watched them warm up and I went, he is fucking shit. So I went to the bar and I got two double jacks. So I've drank one of them. I get my other hand wrapped. I usually get my hand wrapped and then walk to the ring. I warm up in the ring. Usually because if I warm up, I'd be then fucked. You know what I mean? So what happens when you don't train. I remember turning out one of the fighters, and I just shook the glass with ice in it, and I said that'll still be there when I come back. I put it down. I done that in the first round, and I walked back out. And I winked, and I went, "I fucking told you." And scooped it down. And in my head, I was like, "I am a fucking legend." Next fight.
Well, man, it's got to feel good one of them walk away fucking knockouts.
But it's next fight, tried it again, get beat. Beat another couple of times doing that. And then I got an opportunity to fight on Ultimate Boxer back on the TV again. And it was, fucking brilliant, I'll take it. I've done it. I trained like fuck up until 2 weeks before, and something in my head flipped. And I ended up walked into the ring drunk. Again, another one that I should have won. Everybody else on the card was like, what the fuck happened? I should have won that fight. I thought the lad Mark Bennett. Wouldn't have mattered because my arse collapsed in the last round. So I would have been fucked for the next fight. It was one of the tournaments when you fight twice in one night. I would have probably pulled it. But I was sitting in the change room. I bought a Buckfast because I brought it down for, Jack Fincham. I brought it down for him because he was involved with him, and I treated every fight like a night out. I was training for a big night out. I never treated it as a fight, and then I got myself. I managed to work myself down to cruiser. I have had the most roller coaster career. That's I was at a point where I was 105th fighting, and I used to tell them a weight that I was, the Scottish board. I used to just say, just 1, 2, 3. I was about 150 kilo, and I was fighting as a professional. Mate, I could not see my cock when I looked down. Like, I was big, you know what I mean? I had to pull it up, but fuck, it's still there. You know,
just checking.
Just checking. And there was just one day I just broke down, just went, I phoned my manager, Sam Kinnett was managing me in the boxing. I phoned him and I said, Sam, I'm going to make cruiserweight. And his reply was, Jay, are you drinking? And I said, I'm fucking telling you, I'm going to make cruiserweight. Get me a fight next year at cruiserweight. And 8 months later, I went from, I think it was about 25 and a half, maybe 26 stone. In 8 months, I made 14 stone 4. And I fought for the Scottish cruiserweight title and won that.
Wow.
And that was one of my, as achievement score, that was one of my, I had done what I wanted to do. I became champion in my country, and I'd done it in front of my friends and my family, and it was fucking, it meant so much to me. And next fight I was meant to be fighting, it was going to be the Celtic title against Steve Collins Jr. If I had beat him, I was then set to fight Lawrence Okolie for the British and Commonwealth. And that spiel would have been astronomical to where my career was meant to be heading. Yeah. And 2 days, 3 days before the fight, he pulled out. And it just came crumbling down. Because I never got that fight, I never got the Okolie fight, and obviously never progressed any further with that. But what I did do was avenge the loss to Dave Howe, because I got told, don't knock him out. Same as I got told the last 2 times, don't knock him out, do not knock him out, he's fighting next week. And I walked out and I hit him an overhand right to the ribs and retired him. I was like, that's how you deal with a guy that's fucking 6'10", an overhand right and it lands right here.
Yeah.
And that was it, done. But at that point, I had lost everything in my eyes, even though I'd avenged the losses and all that kind of stuff. I just lost everything. And I went back even worse on the drink. It's always a constant cycle. You know what I mean? when Mick beats me, probably, you know what I mean, I'm going to be an alcoholic the next time you speak to me again. It seems to be a pattern.
I was just about to say,
I mean?
do you think that's something that you're going to stick to now? Is that guy completely gone now? You changed this new Jay Mcfarlane.
I'm under control of that guy. I'm under control of him, you know what I mean? So when I'm not fighting, I might go out and I might stay out for a couple of days and then I'll come back off it again. But the difference now with drinking drugs is that I control it and it does not control me. You know what I mean? That's the big difference, because to cut myself off completely from, quite frankly, mate, it's something I fucking love. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love going out and partying. I love being about like a group of people and having a laugh and
listen, man, I know you're pretty scared about it, but you're still a relatively young guy. You know what I mean? You're gonna be when you're in your 20s. A lot of us are doing that kind of thing, and it's an hard thing to kick in it. But like you say, it's really good to, like you say, be in control of that rather than that being in control of you.
The maddest thing is, you know, I'm just a guy living in his 20s that happened to be a professional athlete, as opposed to being a professional athlete in that time and having a couple of nights out. You know what I mean? I done everything in reverse, and now that's flipped, and I have a new lease on life, and my girlfriend Rebecca fucking helps me so much. I don't know why I said Rebecca. I call her Becca. It feels weird when I say that, but it's because you don't know her, I would say that. You know what I mean? That way, I've got my wee dog Ghost. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. Life is great. The only problem is I fucking hate training. You know what I mean? And that's a big part. So,
gets it way at drinking time, doesn't it?
It fucking does. But it gets to be a fun, mate. I fucking hate it. I am a lazy fat bastard. When I retire, I will go one of two ways. I will either get full of roids so that I never be fat again, or I will be 50 stone scraping crumbs off my chest, mate. There is no two ways about it. That is what will happen.
So, you know, Jay, I mean? as you've just said there, though, like Matty's just referred to, you're 27 in a combat sports sense as an heavyweight, 6'3" and 18, you're a baby in that sense. That you've achieved so much in boxing. I mean,
that's the. So sorry to interrupt you, but that's the common thing with the bare knuckles guys at the tail end of their career, who then go into it for a new avenue and a new lease of life to their combating career.
You're not even nowhere near your prime yet as an athlete or as an heavyweight fighter.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm ready to go into the years of the prime of life, and I'm so happy and so grateful for the mistakes I made before to not make them now. Yeah. Because I could have taken everything serious that whole time, and then when it gets to this stage, is then when my head goes and I fuck everything, and it's just a shit tapestry of fucking mistakes, you know what I mean? But now that my head's flipped, before I go into my prime, I'm a very fucking dangerous operator, and I'm a dangerous man to be in a ring with, because I've got that sewn in, you know what I mean? For as quirky and as eccentric as I might be and I come across, you know what I mean? I'm now switched on here, which is the main aspect for me, you know what I mean? That was always my downfall, was my own.
And Jay, what's the dream then with this bare knuckle game now at BKFC?
What's the plan? You've been handed this fight now. What's the plan? When obviously you saw Arlovsky and Rothwell, and you think that they didn't show that much through a boring fight, and that you've got this UK title shot quickly. How soon would you like to fight in States? Would you like to fight Rothwell? Would you like to fight Arlovsky? And how soon would you like to?
Well, you will love my fight kit on the night, because my fight kit on the night is a very much hint of where I'm going next. I'm gonna beat Mick, and I'm gonna go over to the States, mate. It's not going to be long before I'm fighting for a world title. Once I win a world title, I will retire with my health, my good looks, and everything else intact. I will win a world title and I will call it a day, because first of all, I'm too handsome to keep getting carved up. You know what I mean? After the surgery, I've got fucking one eye looks zombie, you know what I mean? So I'm already fucking tipping the scale, you know? So I want to go in, be a legend, and leave before start switching on, realising this is the best sport to be doing, and the good guys start coming through. That's what I want to do, mate. And then maybe 10 years after I've retired, and there's some big fucking monster unit who's the world champion that talks about the legend Jamie Mcfarlane, but how would I beat him? Then I go, oh, well, I'll come out retirement day, I will get a fucking beating and I will take millions home. That's
I'm pretty sure Tyson Fury will still be coming out of retirement at that point as well. So
probably.
Fucking hell.
But
Well, mate, I mean, we wish you all the best with that journey. It sounds like you've got it mapped out, pal. I, for one, can't wait to see you in Newcastle. Unfortunately, my man there's not going to be able to make it because he's got a family holiday that's coming his way, but I will be there watching it, and hopefully you are listening to the ring. So you've got a great personality, mate. You talk the talk. Let's hope you can walk the walk.
I went on that big spiel there. The question you asked me was what do I bring different to the BKFC? I'm a personality. That was the answer to the question about 20 minutes ago.
That's it. You say that apparently Americans. You've got that personality and an accent, mate.
Jay, just quickly before we wrap it up, we're going to ask you about two of your friends, John Telfer and Sean Weir. How can you see their fights going? Have you looked much into?
Knockouts. Devastatingly, both of them won. We are not. See, there's a difference, right? See, there's a lot of things that you excel in, right? Football being one of them. You know what I mean? We've qualified for the World Cup. We're probably going to get our ass handed days with Brazil and Morocco. I'll tell you what, we'll probably beat Brazil and Morocco and get beat off Haiti. You know what I mean? You win in that department. Apart from last week we beat in the rugby, you usually win in that as well. You usually win in everything. There's one thing in history. The English have never beaten the Scottish. There's actually one thing in history nobody has ever beaten in the Scottish. And I'm not talking about the fact that we invented everything. I'm talking about the fact that nobody has beat us in a fight. Nobody. We are the original fighting people. We are the fucking. Well, who get by? The Romans couldn't get by us. The Romans shat it and just fucking fucked about with us. You know what I mean? Everybody, you shat it.
Maybe somebody like Mel Gibson could make a film about it, mate.
Jay, you're too big. You're too big for me and Matty to argue with. So yeah, we'll let you have that one.
Did you notice my wee tag says BKFC UK Heavyweight Champion? No, I thought somebody was going to bring that up.
I mean, I'm gonna need your glasses.
Do you not see it? No, I will.
No, they're gonna be good fights. I mean, we watched John make his BKFC debut, John Telfer, and we were really impressed with him. We saw Sean fighting Joe Lister, one at Big Prospects in BKFC. That was a great fight. He's now fighting a friend of ours in Matty Hodgson, who's had these British title shots before. So we know Sean's going to be in another good fight there. But there's an influx of Scottish fighters coming down into BKFC, and it's exciting times, man.
There is another thing that I'm going to mention there in terms of experience. Just to let you know, I have had more than 10 times the amount of experience that John Telfer and Sean Weir had, and you've seen how good they two are. I've had 10 times the amount of experience of that. They're just starting professional careers, and that's what they're getting into do. I'm born for this shit. You know what I mean? The 3 years are taking over this shit.
You're fucking definitely selling it to me, mate. You're definitely selling it to me. I'm looking forward to it even more than I was before now.
Go and get my
Can't wait to see
and
what
start
you bring.
fucking chopping people down there. Fucking freedom!
No, we really appreciate your time, Jay. Genuinely, we wish you all the best as well. It's one hell of a fucking fight, that.
It is, yeah. Best of luck, Jay, and hopefully we'll see you at night and we'll catch you for a chat there.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
All the best. Cheers for joining us.